This trans man recently made a video ranking different media personalities based on how transphobic he thinks they are. And guess what? I made the list. Yay. Here are his ranking categories. No one cares about you, block, shouldn't have a platform, take rights away, prison. So let's find out where I landed.
Marcus. You are the trans man version of Blair White. I think you study her and you make videos to be just like her. Are you worse than some of the people coming up? I want to put you in prison. I want to put you at take your rights away. Your rights are already threatened to be taken away, just like your trans brothers and sisters. But I think you'd be fine with your rights being taken away. Honestly, you should be put in prison just for that name.
What rights are you talking about? As a transsexual, I live an amazing and free life. I'm not worried about right-wing politicians taking away my rights. Why should they? People like me are not the problem. And if there is a group I need to worry about, it's trans activists. They're the ones trying to silence me. Last year, YouTube deleted my channel after crazy activists reported it for hate speech. My channel was deleted for 3 weeks, and it wasn't conservatives who didn't want my right to speak freely on the internet. The only ones who want to take away my right to exist, to live, are my so-called trans brothers and sisters. I cannot believe I just said that. They literally send me death threats, and if it's not death threats, they're just telling me to off myself. Just because they disagree with my opinions. Because I openly acknowledge that I'm biologically female, some trans activists accuse me of fraud, believing my legal sex change should be reversed. Recently, a Danish trans activist even claimed to have leaked my social security number because of it. It's so crazy. And with the work I do, online safety is a big concern. Figuring out your data has been exposed, or even how to protect it, can be super stressful, but thankfully, Aura has our backs. Aura is today's sponsor, and they're more than just a VPN, they're a full digital security suite. They monitor your personal info 24/7, alert you if anything gets leaked, and help you handle threats right away. Their app encrypts your Wi-Fi and protects your malware, so it's like a digital bodyguard. And if you're not taking your online safety seriously, now is the time. Aura monitors billions of data points, including the dark web, and notifies you of any signs of identity theft. Plus, this is the cool part, they back you up with up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. Aura's got real-time alerts for breaches, a VPN for secure browsing, tools to opt out of data brokers, password manager, and more. I'm not leaving my data or my loved ones vulnerable, and if you don't want to either, head to aura.com/offensive for a 2-week free trial. Trust me, that's enough time for Aura to uncover if any of your info's out there. Thank you, Aura, for sponsoring this video. The same YouTuber made a separate video reacting to me and my channel, trying to explain why I'm so hateful and transphobic.
Marcus here is the male embodiment of Blair White. Even the facial expressions, the way he talks, it's very much trying to give exactly what Blair White does. It's really sad that all these people are trying to copy such a shitty person.
Blair White is a shitty person. Where's the proof? It's funny how you think saying, "you're just trying to be like her," is an argument. It doesn't debunk anything I've said. And it's not even an insult, because Blair is iconic. She's smart. Blair White, one of the biggest trans women on YouTube, has been labeled a traitor by the modern trans community. And they have revoked her trans card because they disagree with what she says. Just like cult members, trans activists act like ideological soldiers. And a common tactic is to trash the reputation of an ex-cult member, just to protect the cult's image. So in this case, activists are trying so hard to discredit everything that transsexuals like me, Blair White, Bug Angel, Sarah Higdon say. Because they're afraid of being exposed. And I think it's pretty pathetic. If my breasts didn't define my gender, why did I remove them? If my reproductive system didn't define my gender, why did I remove it? If you believe there's a boy trapped in my body, and that's the reason why I transitioned, you're not only stupid, that's Delulu, and just because I'm a gender dysphoric woman, doesn't mean I'm Delulu.
I don't know a single trans person who calls themselves just a gender dysphoric woman. Look at me. If I was calling myself a gender dysphoric woman, oh my god.
By doing so, you would be honest about your gender situation. Is your objection to that literally just, oh my god? Or can you elaborate on why you disagree with the definition of our experience as trans men?
He refuses to call himself transgender. He refuses to be a part of the trans community because he believes people who have progressive views, we are not actually trans. He calls us the fake trans people. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not sitting here calling myself a woman. So if you want to talk about fake trans, buddy, let's talk about it.
Girl, it's so ironic that people like you hate me for making the distinction between real transsexuals who want to improve their mental health, live a normal life, and those who self-identify as trans, who don't deal with gender dysphoria, and they're part of radical queer activism. You get triggered when I expose the frauds in our community and label them as fake trans. Yet you don't even hesitate calling me a fake trans. Make it make sense.
I know I'm a man inside and out, brother. I don't have to tell myself I'm a biological woman in order to feel okay with myself.
So is lying about what you are the only way you can feel okay with yourself? I don't think that's healthy. I mean, if you and I have always been men, inside and out, we wouldn't be trans men. We wouldn't be trans. But we are trans men. And trying to disregard our biology, our experiences with gender dysphoria, doesn't sound like trans pride to me.
I love myself and I'm proud of everything I've overcome as a trans man, so I can sit here and call myself a man. I don't think I have to prove anything to anybody.
You are desperately trying to prove to yourself that you're a man when you're not. Transsexuals' goal is to look like the opposite sex, not to become it, literally. Because we understand biology too. We know sex is unchangeable. Passing is the goal, and congrats, you do pass really well. So what's holding you back from accepting yourself and biology? I don't get it.
You're sitting here putting your mental illness on blast for everybody to see. You're boiling your transness down to a mental illness, and I think that's fucking weird.
What's weird? Having a mental disorder? Wow, you're so tolerant. But you're right, I am reducing my gender transition to a mental disorder. And that's because it's a fact. I transitioned due to a mental disorder. Being that you can't be born in the wrong body, and trans men aren't men in women's bodies, you know, stuff people like you are claiming? The only cause of actual transsexualism is gender dysphoria. Answer me this, if a mental disorder is not the reason why we transitioned, why do you call it life-saving healthcare? What does it treat then? I mean, you don't give life-saving healthcare to healthy people. If I could choose not to feel uncomfortable with being a woman, I of course would. But dealing with a mental disorder in general is not a choice. And you know what? I am not ashamed of admitting to having a mental disorder. I don't mind it at all, because I don't have anything against people who struggle with their mental health, with mental disorders. Do you? Because you're acting like having a mental disorder is like the worst thing in the world. So what are you trying to say?
If you believe you are all mental illness and there is no actual man inside you wanting to come out, then why didn't you go to like conversion therapy?
So, according to you and the modern trans community, being trans means being delusional. To be seen as a valid trans person, you apparently have to buy into the whole born in the wrong body, or your soul defines your gender, not your biology. Conspiracy theory. Yes, I just said conspiracy theory, because it is. Just to point out the obvious, conversion therapy is for sexual orientation. It has nothing to do with trans. However, if therapy could have alleviated my gender dysphoria, I wouldn't have transitioned in the first place. If it meant being dysphoria-free, I would of course trade all the permanent changes I've done to my life, my body, for that. Do you know why? Unlike other trans people, my transition doesn't define me, isn't a part of my personality and my identity. It was just something I did because I thought it would improve my mental health, and it sure did. I have no regrets. I feel amazing today. And I love how activists like you think that questioning my transness would ever hurt my feelings, would ever deeply offend me. It really doesn't.
You could talk your shit all you fucking want, but you're not actually saying anything at the end of the day. You're just seem mad, like a little boy who's fucking mad, throwing a little temper tantrum.
I think you're describing yourself right here, not me. You're so immature, like a teenager just cursing at people instead of actually making a point. Do better.
Go you, you should be so fucking proud. It's a sad fucking excuse for spreading hate, trying to get right-winged people to like you because you're insecure about being trans.
Wait, wouldn't I be insecure about being trans if I claimed to be a man and not a trans man? If I was actually ashamed of being trans, I wouldn't constantly talk about being a gender dysphoric female who transitioned. You know the definition of trans? It seems like you're the one being insecure and ashamed of being trans because just hearing the definition of it makes you so angry.
You are hurting an entire community because you're sad and you hate yourself. Not our problem.
Buddy, you can't convince me that being delusional as a trans person means that you love yourself. It's not true. Listen, my dear trans brother, the only thing I spread is facts. The truth is not hate, and you know it. It's so sad how all you do is labeling things you don't like because you don't have any arguments. It's a little bit boring too, if I'm being honest, because you can't really have a great back and forth if the other side doesn't have any arguments.
I don't know what the you're trying to prove to everybody, bro. And I'm sorry. Like, I don't claim you. I don't want you in the trans community. We don't want you. Just letting you know.
Good. Mashallah. You know, nothing makes me happier than when hateful and radical ideologues condemn me. It's such an ego boost, and it only makes me more secure in my beliefs. This trans YouTuber said so many other crazy things about me, but I can't handle this anymore today, so I would love for him to react to this video, and I hope in that video he will provide actual arguments. Before you go, I just want to thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell. Follow me on social media, and I cannot wait to see you all in the comments down below. Peace out.